class. That's somehow a bit loud if you ask me. Anyway, hello everyone, it's me again, Ellie! I'm back to being okay, and yeah. Hello Job, hello to Mongai who was here earlier, and hello to Cutle. I think I said I'd call you Cutle. I actually genuinely do not really remember. Too much stuff going on in my brain. So, because apparently some people are confused, I actually am working on making a game together on stream with you, you know. It's something we all do together, and we're getting through this together, and we're having fun together. At least we've had up until this point. So I hope we'll continue to have fun doing this thing. Couple of things I have to tell, or I want to tell you first and talk about first, is number one, because I noticed that at the start of every stream, I still haven't finished a new starting soon screen. It'll come eventually. Trust me, it'll come eventually. I just need to finish basically everything for it still. Now, next up is, while I haven't finished the starting soon screen, I do have something new for us, and so may I show you what we have now instead of this also lovely but kind of boring just chatting room. We now have this. Welcome to my room. This is my room, everyone. Hello. I hope you like it. It's there's a lot of stuff in it that kind of references things like the Fanta cans all over the place. Then some art I drew. This is an empty picture frame under the Miku figure, a Miku figure. Crystals, flowers, teddy bear, and everything in my color scheme, because that's my color scheme. And then if I lean over here, my name's over the door. You can see it kind of. Yeah. That's, yeah. I did this. I'm proud of myself. If anyone has like been browsing VTuber rooms, they, at some point, they have like all this, have a similar built up thing kind of. And I looked through all of them and I was like, I like how this is set up, kind of looking at the dimensions and all. So I got inspired by one that I found on Pinterest. So yeah, for like the basic layout of walls and stuff, because I knew what I kind of wanted. I wanted somehow like the I wanted to have the roof that way and like the bed up high. And I had an idea in mind, but I was looking for references. So if you look through references, you might probably find something similar to this. Because I didn't know how to properly put what I had in mind on the iPad. Like on the paper, but it's not paper. On the screen. I tried. It worked kind of. But yeah. Just a disclaimer. Then, there was something else I wanted to talk about. But I don't remember. Ah yes, drawing. For the visual novel game, obviously. I've decided to, if I draw characters on stream, I will only make a quick sketch, or like a kind of a sketch of how they should look like. But then again, we have kind of figured out with our inspiration for the characters, we kind of have already how they should look. So, I'm working on drawing all of them. I have finished one, and I'm aware that we actually called her Leela. but while drawing that, I somehow thought she was called Alifa, and I think Alifa might fit a bit better. Let me switch over here real quick, okay? So, there we go. This is what I have for Alifa, and while drawing it, this little logo she has on her pocket is also gonna be her signature, like that you see in the screen box at the top right. That is her signature, and I think Alifa works better also for her occupation and stuff. So I took the liberty of calling her Alifa instead of Lila, because I think Alifa fits better. But you can expect kind of like this for every character at some point. I also started on Shizna. I have a sketch for her, but nothing more yet. On the topic of these reference sheet things for the characters, I thought that it would probably be silly, a silly little goofy idea to use the speed paints of these, like the time-lapse speed paint thingy, and upload it as a video with, like, I want to have, for every character, I want to have their own music, because I don't know how to make proper music. I will use music from Dova Syndrome, which is also where I get all my stream background music. Since they, from them you can use the music for everything without copyright problems. This is what they do with their music. They're like, oh, you can use this for streams and stuff. No copyright problems. Haha. So I went through the Dova Syndrome library of music earlier today also, and I found like 3 songs already for 3 characters of our, I think we have 6. I don't know exactly, because I just know we had a character Creative Commons. My brain doesn't brain. Probably. Well, I don't know. My brain doesn't brain. Back to the characters. I have found songs. Wait, where is the document where I wrote down the music stuff? For 4 characters, actually. I found for 4 characters of our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. I was just not sure because of the protagonists that we did design something for. But yeah. I've got 4 out of 7 character songs, and I'll just post the speed paint with their character music under it. So you'll get like small videos. Probably I stream Sunday and Thursday, so Tuesday and not Tuesday, so we have kind of like, yeah, Tuesday's probably a good day to post it. So we have one day in between, except between Thursday and Sunday. But like Tuesday will be my speed paint post then. Gonna finish the video until Tuesday, hopefully. And yeah, then I have to keep working on the other characters so we can try to get out these reference sheets, or like try to finish these reference sheets pretty fast. Well, I think I can do that pretty good. Yeah. And that is what I was saying to that. So every character will have one of these character reference sheets, and out of that I will draw the sprites that we need. So if I pull up a document, hold on, where is it? This one. I just need to... Now the problem is that yours truly did not actually prepare too much for the stream, so I have to kind of do this as we go and set everything up again. Where is it? Writing. I'm just scared that it'll show the wrong one. There's one personal one open, and I'm just gonna close that personal one real quick. because I had it open for school stuff. Now, if I turn off the Leifa reference, yes, this is the right one. No, it's the wrong one. It's music. Hold on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The second one. Writing the second. What will happen here? Here we go. So, if we go here, we have this is our basic notes sheet. What we had for it. We had like our ideas for it and all that stuff, and some character names. We didn't use everything because we only we're like, okay, how about 7 main characters that are around the player. So yeah. And then here we wrote down kind of what the steps are that we need to do. So characters design is like just what we did with the help of lovely pick crew. For example, we have Chester. You know, everyone loves Chester. I just remember that Morwen and Chester are fan favorites, or were fan favorites really much. I just know that Morwen was the cutest boy on earth, and Chester is like looks like a fuck boy that everyone loves because he's hot. But yeah, so that is the point of character designs, what we had for it. Then character's personality, we made an entire document on that too. Let me see. Is it open? It should be open. Yes. Hold on. Maybe it's not open. Apparently it's not open, but it is open actually, so... It is open. I'm just gonna make a new window real quick, hold on. Window capture... Okay. There we go! Just have to pull it down. Bit more, bit more, bit more, come on. There we go. Jesus. So, yeah. Zoom and... Oops. There we go. So, that was kind of complicated. Anyway. So, we had the personalities. I just closed the personalities window on my screen. So we had the personalities here, where we made like a grid kind of for every character, starting with Anastasia. Then we wrote down that she's half cat, half human. Oh, you can't see it up there. Hold on a minute. There we go. This is kind of like every one of my streams scoffed, but yeah. Then like what her ears are and height, the hair, eyes, personality, occupation, everything you need to know about the character, kind of. Yeah. So that's our personality sheet that we have for every last character that we've thought of on here, like Tristan, Chester. I'm gonna call her Leifa real quick. Also gonna do it over here. She's not... There we go. Leifa. So, and then we have Shizna, she's a witch. Morwen, a demon. Rosalind, elf or fairy. And Anastasia, a cat girl. I don't know what we wrote down for Rosalind here. Morwen, Rosalind, fairy. So she's a fairy. That's actually, I vaguely remember what they looked like, but I kind of want to see all of them again. So what we'll do is just quickly open all of these pictures I have here. We have Chester. He's a vampire. I remember that. We have Lifa, the cute little half demon, half fairy thing. We have Shizna, a witch. Then we have Morwen, a demon. Rosalind, the elf. Anastasia, the cat girl. And Tristan, the death fairy. Yeah. And we have a picture of Chester without an eye patch, because why not? And then we had the idea of giving the main character, like the player, a look. So we'd have a female protagonist and a male protagonist. Although I don't know if we'll do this or not. Probably not. So it's more immersive, self-insertable for the player. Yeah. So this is where we're standing. And for today, my plan would be... Whoops, doodles. I did not want to do that. That is not the plan. For today, my plan would be to get more done. Like, to get a clearer idea of what we want to have happen in the story and stuff. So we're gonna write down more in this basic document of the basic ideas and notes, how I called it. For, you know, the only thing we have about what we're gonna have in this game is like an unexpected plot twist, maybe? A fantasy. It plays in a fantasy world. And then a love setting situation. I don't know. That is all we wrote down. If I can pull it off, you get to choose a protagonist, if not a female protagonist, because I said so. Love interests can be of any gender if we make it like love interesty, and then we had the idea that the protagonist read a fantasy book, and once they finished the book, they got isekai'd into that book, and are only human, which is kind of unusual in that fantasy world. That is what we wrote down this far. No, I don't know if this is such a good idea. And my question would moreover be like, A, my brain just lagged. Hold on. A, we choose a title. An idea of mine is to just choose a title, and based on whatever that title means or says, we make the storyline happen. So let's say we have a title that means something like mushroom or so, or sounds like mushroom, I don't know, and we take that as title, then we base a story around mushrooms. Like, I don't know, some mushroom that you shouldn't have eaten and then they got isekai'd, or I don't know, start hallucinating, or they're not human and also live in that fantasy setting, and then there's some, what do I know, some dealing with poisonous mushrooms. I don't know. So, random question to all of you. What would you name a game with fantasy characters? Just ignore the fact that we need a storyline. What would you name a game with fantasy characters in it? Because I'm bad at names. I genuinely am so bad at names. I kind of want to look up what mushroom means in Japanese. If that is anything nice. Kinoko. Fantasy world? Yeah, it's a fantasy. Oh, you want to call it fantasy world? That's interesting, but then we don't have a storyline. There's a game named Kinoko already. Oh. And the girl, right, the girl from My Hero Academia, the mushroom girl from class 2B, she's also named Kinoko. Kinoko Komori. I just googled Kinoko because it's mushroom. I don't want to steal another game's name, so I guess the Japanese word for mushroom won't work. What's... How about Finnish? I like the language Finnish and... oh, Swedish! I like the idea of mushrooms, I don't know why. Oh, right, it's a swamp. Swamp does sound kind of nice. Maybe something landscape-wise. Give me your idea. What could we use landscape-wise? Like... the Foggy Mountains or something? I don't know, that was the first thing that came to mind. Okay, for swamp you only get mushroom pictures. So that is an idea. I like the idea of a mushroom, but I don't have an entire idea to a story. What if we take, like, sort of part of the Danganronpa concept? Sort of, because we don't take the entire Danganronpa concept, but what is the landscape? I don't know yet. It's a fantasy world. I like to think that it's, like, inside the woods. Like, really magical looking woods, and then they live, the fairies can shrink, but also grow to a normal human height. And when they always shrink to get into their houses, and their houses are like mushrooms or something. Or holes in the tree, what do I know, or a tree trunk. But yeah, I like to think that it's just in a forest mostly, or a forest near it, and a lot of it plays in the forest, because whenever I think of fantasy, my first thought is a magical looking fairy forest. Yeah. To my mushroom idea. How about we take, like, the mushroom fairy village forest? That's a good one. So, but like, what if we take the concept of people dying, like make it a crime novel, visual novel. So there's mysterious murders. Nobody knows why the people are dying. Some are suicides maybe, some aren't. And then you are like kind of the detective, and these people around you, they help you. And then you just have to find out what happened to all of these people. Collect clues and talk to the other people. That way we would need more characters to kill off. But, you know, I like the idea. I'm actually gonna write it down. That is the wrong document. I have 3 documents open, please have mercy. So, mysterious deaths, suicides, and murders. I genuinely need to get a full-on keyboard that I can have in front of me without having to pull my laptop all the way towards me. Mysterious deaths, suicides, and murders. The player needs to solve them. Collect clues. Could do that murder mystery thing, but in a time loop, so you don't need new characters. That's true, but I still need, like, I don't want to kill off, if possible, I don't want to kill off any of these characters we have made this far. You know? Therefore we need new characters, so we don't have, because I already have an emotional attachment to these characters. Well, the main cast helps. And you also need helpers, so we can use these characters we made up until now as helpers. But the time loop idea is a good one. So maybe a time loop, and then how about Swamp Serenade? I'm gonna write down some names for now to our idea. Also, don't mind me writing in Comic Sans. I think I've said this before. Comic Sans makes me get creative. Swamp Serenade. Like, I don't know how we'll bring music into that, but I like the sound of it. It sounds nice. Or let's see what mushroom fairy means in Swedish. Swampfe. Also, don't ask me why Swedish. German sounds weird. It's like pilzfe. It sounds not so cool for me. Or in my opinion, it doesn't sound as cool. What would it be in Japanese? Kinoko no yosei. Is there anything that's called that? I think there's an anime called that. Fuck. Or it's figures, I'm not sure. Sad. Kinoko no yosei sounds really cool too. But then again, I'm not Japanese, so I don't know if that's offensive. We also don't have anything Japanese in there. So, Swamp Serenade, Swamp. I think it's like Swamp. I remember a bit of it from my Duolingo lesson. It wasn't even Duolingo. It was Drops. For my Drops Swedish lessons. Yeah. Oops. Ooh, fun fact actually. I bought a Japanese learning book that's kind of like with exercises and stuff, so I'm working on my Japanese again, properly, this time around. Okay. What else would be a good idea? What if I put it in Google Translate to German? I mean, I can translate it to German, but what will Google Translate tell me? Pilzfee. I knew it. Is there a cooler word for mushroom in German? We have multiple words for one thing, right? Can't there be a cooler word for it? Please? It sounds so weird sometimes. I don't like German that much. French? Or champignon? Nah, doesn't sound nice. How about Italian? I don't think there's another one. Are you serious? Come on, Germany, you can do better. I'm gonna go to Italian for my sister. Nah, that doesn't sound too nice either. Okay, then maybe no mushroom fairy, but like, I like the idea of something with the mushrooms. So we have, at some point we discover that the mushrooms are at fault. Spore is related to mushroom. That's right. So, let me see. Swamp spore would be the Swedish one. I'm just gonna write it down. I'm obsessed with the Nordic lands. Always have been, always will be. But then again, would it be in German? I don't know the direct translation for... Oh, it's just Spore. Pilzspore sounds weird as well. Gonna be honest. How about French? Will French give me something cool? No. Champignon sounds so weird. Because champignon is same... we in Germany sometimes say champignons. Champignons. So it's boring. Kinoko no Hoshi. No promises that I'm pronouncing the Japanese right. Oh, but there's no game named like it. Bitsam Lamellen. Lamella! Don't think that helps though. But we could say that maybe the spores are at fault. Oops. Spores of a mushroom are at fault of the deaths. So, swamp spore or Kinoko no I'm gonna copy it real quick. Because I can do this. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Mold might be an option. Mold would be a good one too, that's true. Because mold is also not exactly healthy. Fungus, that's... What if I put fungus into... Wait, we're Swedish. Fungus. Ah. Goes to the same one. So, you know those mushrooms who light up at night? Yes! I don't know the name. I know which ones you mean. Glow in the dark mushrooms. I'm gonna Google glow in the dark mushrooms. Fungus might be translated as the disease. Yeah, possible. Bioluminescent. There we go. Bioluminescent mushrooms. Maybe we get a name of that, like a biological name, and then that is our title. Panellus stypticus. Yo. They look so epic. So maybe this will be our name and our... Oh Jesus, every time I copy something. Our murder suspect. Maybe something along the lines of Red Cap. So nicknames for mushrooms. That's true, that would be nice too. Let me see if Panellus stypticus is known as being poisonous. Because if yes, then we have it. Too small and bitter to be edible, but is considered non-poisonous. But it is a fairy name. Parasitic mushrooms, that's true, yes, yes. There's a lot of mushrooms. I'm gonna learn so much about mushrooms just for this game. This is a mushroom school now. We will learn about mushrooms because mushrooms are cool. So, the Panellus stypticus is described, tastes apparently acidic, acrid or astringent. So we could say that we have something acid related. It's a fairy world, so possible that it is poisonous, not healthy to eat. I can lend you books. We have mushroom books too. I could read the tiny mushroom book finally. Maybe at some point I should. But I started reading Dracula. Jesus. I have so much started. Guys, I have managed to finally finish the second season of Vanitas no Carte. Heartbreaking, but good. Very good. And I am pretty close to finishing Shadowhunters, I believe. So then that is finally off my chest as well, and I'm finally through with that as well. And yeah. Then for books, I'm currently reading Dracula, so that might take a bit more. Oh, it has a nickname. Panellus stypticus has a nickname called the Bitter Oyster. So we could call the game the Bitter Oyster or Panellus stypticus. Hehe. Hehehe. Sorry. Yeah, so apparently it's... In our world, it's not poisonous. The Bitter Oyster sounds like an innuendo. I'm gonna have to look up innuendo, because I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I was right. I was like unsure if it's correct what I translated it to, because sometimes my brain translates things and I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, it could be. We could also have a character that's related to the sea as a new character, and they're like really bitchy, and then she gets the he, whatever. That character gets the nickname the Bitter Oyster. So we call the game the Bitter Oyster, and then there's a character that has the nickname the Bitter Oyster. But the character... We could say that the character is at fault for the murders, but at the same time, I think it would be funnier if she isn't. You get what I mean? Because that way, for the longest time... We can make them suspicious too, for the longest time, overall, that character is so suspicious that the player thinks they are the murderer. And then she dies, or it turns out she's not the murderer. That would be so funny. If you ask me. I think that would be a good one. I like that idea. What do you say? What do you say, guys? A stupid person. That can be incorporated into the plot because the actual murder could be the actual Bitter Oyster. Yeah! Exactly! I'm gonna write that down real quick before we forget. So, bitchy character that is a prime suspect for the murders with the nickname the Bitter Oyster, but turns out to not be the Bitter Oyster. Dies or is proven innocent. We'll see what we do with that. So we need a very bitchy character that has to do something related with the ocean. Hey, hello Rafi! I'm glad your PC's working again. So, what is a fantasy character? The Mushroom Killer sounds like something that might either end up gimmicky or very dark. Yeah. 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 So, what is some fantasy creature related to the sea, except maybe a mermaid? I don't exactly want to make a mermaid. Maybe like a sea dragon? Or like ocean dragon, water dragon? But she's like usually in a human form. Does that make sense? I don't know. The thing is her human form, quote unquote human form. Serpents. I've never heard of Lovecraftian beasts. So I'm gonna Google that real quick so I know what it is. Oh, something like Cthulhu. Oh. Oh, these look ugly. I like it. Serpents is a really good idea. Actually, I think. So, either maybe a serpent or something like dragon, ocean dragon kind of thing. And then she's not in a quote-unquote human form in her human form, but much rather like she still has like the dragon tail or something. So I'm gonna write that down real quick. Serpent or water dragon. Now, the question is, do we make them a boy or a girl? Mostly when I think of bitchy characters, I think of girls, but I don't want to go with the stereotype. Maybe Belveth will end up being the inspiration for that design. Wait. Belveth. Jellyfish! That's a lead character, isn't it? Oh. Ooh. I like her design, honestly. Belweth looks really cool. The Empress of the Void. She looks cool. Gonna be honest. Jellyfish is a good idea as well, though. But then again, jellyfish in human form would be kind of complicated to draw, probably. Unless we give her like a skirt or dress that's in singular strands, kind of like the tentacles from jellyfish. And she's kind of see-through. So I misclicked. Also, Ruffy, we can still do something later. I won't stream until going to bed. Just saying. Can make for an interesting silhouette. Yeah, that's true. So I want to compare how many boys and girls I have. I think I have 4 girls and 3 boys this far. So the bitchy character will be important as well. Maybe we'll make it a boy after all. Then again, I think a girl would be better suited for most ideas that I already have in my head for character creation. So we have Tristan, Chester, and Morwen. Yeah, we have 3 boys and 4 girls. I do really want to make it a girl, though. I think I can write a pretty ugly and bitchy girl character. Okay, so we have decided it's gonna be a girl. I'm gonna write her down here. Character 8. No name yet. If you have any name ideas, drop them. If not, we can still go through here. But any name wishes or ideas, please do let me know. And then we have like jellyfish, serpent, excuse me, water dragon, and bitchy and sus character. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna write down for her, because that's all we need. And we're gonna call her the Bitter Oyster for now until we have a name. A proper name. I'm gonna write the other name as well, but the Bitter Oyster is important to write down, because that's her nickname and it's gonna be important for the plot. Muki, Hunal, Reedeth, Fibel, Halka, Ifur, Crumness. Maybe make a design. If we make a design for her, I probably first need to decide what to do. A serpent would be cool because we can make her like a snail or a snail, a serpent tail, even if she has like a human form or a more human form. Jellyfish would be cool with like being see-through, and water dragon she would also have a tail. Everyone vote. Would you rather have her be a jellyfish or serpent or a water dragon? You decide. I'm not deciding this one, you guys are. Both great. We can't go with both though. Or we can't really go with both. Would be kind of too much, if you ask me. Jellyfish. Okay, jellyfish. Gonna have a see-through character. Jellyfish it is then, okay. I'm gonna androgynous jellyfish sea dragon. That's a good idea. Okay. Do we have any color palette wishes for a jellyfish? I think I would make her like blue purplish. but like pastel blue purplish. Because I think that would fit pretty well for jellyfish. That's typical jellyfish colors in my eyes. So yeah, that is what I am seeing. I'm already on Picrew real quick, so don't mind me. I'm just... You guys can't see it yet, but I don't know, but the SpongeBob SquarePants jellyfish are pink. Considering as jealous, poisonous, and see-through as a jellyfish. That's a good one too. I'm already on Picrew, thinking of like a design for her, making up a small design for her. And then I'm gonna show it to you and you guys can be like, I don't like this, I like this. It fits her, it doesn't fit her, whatever. I don't really want to make another pink character though. Blue and red, orange details would work too. I don't really want to make another pink-haired character because we already have Leafa for that one. We already have a pink-haired character, guys. Jellyfish can be pretty much any color, that's true. Personally, I think going for like blue, light purple is, I think that's a good one. Cyan maybe, yeah, that's true, cyan is a good idea. But if you know Picrew, you don't have that big of choices, so I'm just gonna do like blue purplish and then put cyan in it when I actually draw it. Come some jellyfish species, that's a good idea as well. I'm gonna be so smart after this entire thing to go through. The next question then is though, what do we call the game? We have our names, hold on. There is one that is immortal. Jellyfish, not Kellyfish, sorry. Jellyfish, Fishy Girl. Where everyone thinks she's dead. But she didn't. She died, nicht died. But she didn't. Could be a character based on two immortal creatures that die first. That dies first. True. Or she's... Or... dies first. Lamau. Lamau. Okay, so these are our ideas for now. What do you think would be the best name for it? Swamp Serenade. Oh, well, we did kind of go with the Bitter Oyster one now, didn't we? We're gonna call it either Panellus Stypticus or the Bitter Oyster. What would you say? Personally, I'm not sure what to call it, so I'm asking you guys. Congratulations! She's gonna look so cute, but she's gonna be so bitchy. The Bitter Oyster seems like the one that is more memorable. That's true, the Bitter Oyster is easier to remember than Panellus Stypticus. I'm sorry. Bitter Oyster reminds you of water as well. That's true, because oysters and water. So we're gonna go with the Bitter Oyster. We found a game name! Let's go, everyone! We did it! Woo! Only took us like half a year. Or me specifically. I'm gonna be right there with a picture for what I think she would look like. Really cute. I just need to finish this. Though I do suggest checking if Bitter Oyster is actually a recognizable nickname for the species. For the mushroom species? I mean, it is apparently a recognized nickname for the mushroom species that I looked at. let me see. If I Google the bitter oyster, first thing that pops up is that mushroom that glows in the dark. And that glow in the dark fact is actually just even more kind of, you know, fairy tale points, if you ask me. Seems like there will be quite some experiments to make for the visuals. Hehe. Absolutely, I'm gonna learn so much, and I will be very much working a lot on that thing. But it's okay, I put myself into this, and I want to pour my heart and soul into this, because I think it's gonna be actually great. So I'm excited to do this entire thing, because I wouldn't have started it if I wasn't, so... yeah. Expect the craziest shit ever to happen. It's gonna be a crazy ride. Trust me. Oh, I like the design for her so much. Like, or like, not the complete, this isn't the end design, you know? But I like the design idea for her so much already. You're gonna see it in a second. I'm nearly through. I just need a bit more. Second. Spare me one more second of your time. A bit more than a second, yeah. I didn't draw her, but you know, I used Picru for like basic inspiration as to what she should look like. So that's like the point. Stuff I'm listening to just blasted through the headphones. She doesn't get cat ears or anything, she's a jellyfish. Neither does she need horns. Ah, oops. Thankfully I didn't have those on. That's valid. Lucky you. Okay, so... everyone... I just need to save the picture real quick, hold on. It takes a bit more time than just... yeah. Let me save this under... oh my god, I'm so wrong from the folders. Where is my visual novel games folder? There we go, characters. We don't have an... I'm gonna still call it the bitter oyster for now. So, everybody, may I present to you what I have as design idea for our bitter oyster. I still have to insert it into OBS. Hold on. Ah! Characters. Where is she? There we go. This is what I think is a good design idea for her. Like, as guidance. She probably won't look exactly like this, but you know, as guidance. Kind of. What do you think? Do you have any changes you'd like to have made, or are you like, oh my god, I love this? We can say that maybe in the game, while talking, they usually talk about the Panellus Stypticus and not the bitter oyster. And at some point they find out that the bitter oyster is also named for it, and that's when she first gets suspected, maybe. Could have some jellyfishy details. Yeah, I can't do much jellyfishy details in Picru, but this is mostly about like the color palette that she's gonna have and her hair as well as eyes. I can't do much facial things sadly. Not much clothing changes in Picrew. Maybe some other character refers to it as the bitter oyster. Yes! Like, first off, everyone's like, oh yeah, this is... Guys, we have a witch. Colors are good. Yes, okay, great. We have a witch and a flower shop owner that grows plants and everything. So maybe they first, one of them or both of them together first discover that it was a mushroom that killed the first person. And because they know so much about mushrooms and plants and stuff, they only refer to it as this Panellus dipticus thing. And everyone's like, okay, so what? And then at some point, some other characters like, oh yeah, it's called the bitter oyster. Or not just some other character, maybe one of them, the witch or the flower shop owner, one of them is like, it has a nickname named the bitter oyster. You know? So either she's not or Leafa find out the mushroom killed first person and only call it by the professional name until someone calls it by the nickname. The jellyfish bitch isn't suspected. There we go. And then the best thing would be that someone dies that the jellyfish person does not like at all. And then there's even more people suspecting her. And she looks even more sus. And then that's when it hits and everyone's like, oh, maybe she isn't it after all. Or some other reason, we don't know yet. But that is a good start for now, I'd say. I think this is a good start. So, how many people do we want to want to have die first? I feel like there should be something like a prophecy about the bitter oyster so that it won't be like, oh, this nickname for a mushroom aligned with the nickname we gave a cow we didn't like. True. So maybe it's like in some book. Yeah, thank you, calendar. I know that there's a birthday coming up tomorrow. Sorry. So maybe there's like some legend or something that has something to do with the bitter oyster. I'm actually gonna blend the picture out so you can see my notes again. So old-timey doctor could talk about the bitter oyster killing one of the characters. Yeah. Old-timey doctor talks about the bitter oyster killing someone. Now the question is, how many people do we want to have dead before it gets solved, the mystery gets solved? How many people do we want to not exist anymore? How much pain do we want to cause the people? A small subplot around trying to come into contact with them and just ending up wasting time. True. Subplot on wanting to contact the shady doc, but it's a waste of time. Depends on how dark it should get or how sentient characters are. Well, most of our characters are built pretty friendly. Let me open up the personality sheet. Hold on. So, for our characters, I'm gonna open up every fitting picture so you have like an idea of who I'm talking about. For Anastasia, oops, I moved something differently. For her, we wrote down that she is nice and friendly. She likes to help people and animals and is very protective over her loved ones. Then for Rosalind, where is she? I'm blind. Anastasia needs to go. So Rosalind, there's so many windows that I can tap. Oh. For Rosalind, she's tsundere vibey, short-tempered, and believes in her talent. And she doesn't want to get attached to people. So she's gonna be like the cold person. Maybe we're gonna change someone's personality still, so it fits better with the plot. I don't know. Next up we have Morwen. I definitely don't want to change his personality because I absolutely love this demon boy, the way he is. This is Morwen, one of the fan favorites. He's very good at, oops, that's relationships. He's shy, cute, and friendly. He works as a nursery school teacher, okay? So he's a really soft person. He's just worried that people will get hurt or something. Next up we have maybe less deaths, just more impactful ones. That's a good one. The phone is ringing. And I can't do anything about it because I'm not gonna go pick up that phone midstream. And at the same time, I can't just mute the phone. Ah! Thank God. Someone else picked up or they gave up. I think someone else picked up. Impactful ones is a good idea. Maybe we start with a random death of some random passerby or whatever. Like, someone not important. And then we start giving deaths more meaning, like making them very impactful. So it's not meaningless killing of people, like a lot of series and stuff do, but it's impactful. It's like, why did they die? I want to cry my eyes out. I know that character and I'm attached to them. Kind of like Danganronpa, although that is also a lot about killing a lot of people, but at the same time they are impactful. Yeah. So, first death is some rando that no one cares about. And then less but impactful deaths. So maybe we should introduce one or two of the kids that Morwen works with further, for example. Or some old, I don't know, some old fairy that keeps visiting Lifa to get flowers that she puts on the grave every Sunday on the grave of her son that died early on or something. And we get to know these characters a bit more, and our friends kind of are attached to these characters, and therefore these deaths will be impactful. I do kind of like the idea of killing off one of the kids that Morwen works with, and then that makes Morwen change his personality a bit, like character development. Because obviously you won't stay the same if someone you care about a lot dies. You change in some way, and if it's murders, I think there's more character development than if it's just a natural cause of death and stuff. So killing off one of Morwen's kids that he works with, and therefore getting a character development for Morwen, which makes him maybe less shy and not exactly more aggressive, but less shy and more cold would be a good idea. More bold, for example. More bold, less shy. That kind of stuff. We don't exactly need to get Rosalind to get a character development through a death, since she's an assassin. And she is also kind of dead inside already, I guess. No, not exactly, but you know. But yeah. Yeah. What did we have as job for Chester and Tristan? I don't remember. Chester is... Oh, he's a librarian. Okay, okay. And Tristan is Prince of the Kingdom. So maybe we need one more major character that's gonna be a detective. Preferably a guy. I like male detectives. Overall, I like detectives. So I like the idea of getting a detective in here now. Like, as an extra point on detective. The question is, what will detective be? Or maybe Chester isn't actually just a librarian. He's a detective, but works as a librarian now. I don't know. What other fantasy species are there that you could, like, have to use? I don't want to make the detective smug. Yes! A dwarf detective! Holy shit, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna write that down real quick. Do you have a dwarfy name for our dwarf detective? Character 9. No name. Dwarf. I can't type anymore. Detective. Has anger issues. Wanna give him, like... Oh, yellow eyes, yes sir. I love dwarves, actually. Dwarves are cool. Dwarves are really cool. And a dwarf detective is a great idea. I think dwarf detective is one of the best ideas I've ever heard. He has anger issues. He might not look like it, but he has anger issues. And what do I make dwarf look like? Technically, he definitely needs like one of these braided beards. Yes, very long coattails that like they're behind him on the ground. He pulls them behind him and sometimes people step on them and then he basically trips. That would be so funny. I can imagine it and I'm loving the idea. Oh, he's getting black hair, absolutely. Maybe like short hair and then he kind of needs a braid somewhere. Typical dwarf thing would be the very long braided beard. But then again, I don't know if I can draw that shit. Don't think I can, genuinely. Maybe kind of like a kobold that treasures his money. I'm just doing this for the money, fuck you! Kobolds are a good one too, though. I'm gonna give him, like, multiple braids, though. So he's gonna be either a kobold or a dwarf. Both of them are a good idea. Maybe a kobold would be better. I like the idea of a dwarf, but maybe a kobold would be better. for the fact that I wouldn't have to draw a dwarf kobold. Yeah, I wouldn't have to draw a beard. Yes, beard. Sometimes my brain lags on a different level. He's definitely gonna get braids though. How would you even draw a dwarf kobold mix? I don't know. Kobolds have beards as well, right? Fuck. I don't exactly want to draw a beard though. Pretty much a dragon man child. A dragon man child, that's a good one. Oh, we could also make him a dragon boy. Okay, listen. I love dragons. So, dragon boy? Any objections? I love dragons. Genuinely, dragons are one of the things I've loved since I was born. Aren't kobolds dragons but smaller? I don't know. I always thought of kobolds of something like gremlins. I'm actually gonna Google kobold now. Oh, they are. I don't know, I've always... okay, I've thought of the Irish kobold version that sits at the end of the rainbow. Sorry, my bad. They are actually kind of, yeah. They don't exactly have beards, but they look like that. So, it's a kobold or a dragon, whatever the heck you want it. You say it is. But it's more humanized, because I can't draw animals and stuff. Let me show you, though, what I've come up with. Look them up, kobolds are like scaly goblins. Yeah, they're a mix of goblins and dragons, somehow. There we go. This is the peak crew I came up with for our detective boy. I like him. I like him a lot. He looks really cool. And he definitely will get these gloves, because these gloves give me so much detective vibes. Like, actually, holy shit. Red dragon names. Well, he's not gonna have red hair, so he's like more brown dragon name. I'm just looking for dragon name ideas because, yes. Dragon name ideas are... Hello, Neo. Dragon name ideas. I want a cool name for a dragon. He needs a good name, okay? Alles Paleri. Thank you for asking. What's your dragon name? First letter of your first name. What is the E? Yellow. Month you were born. October. Heart. First letter of your family name. Boo. The Eternal. Yellow Heart the Eternal. Although we don't have a name for him, so... What's good dragon names? I genuinely don't know. I want like some fantasy sounding name. Not this stuff where you put it together from 3 things like friendly firefighter or some stuff. You know? This is some actually like Hades, Garnet, Galinda, Flame Rider. That sounds more dragon-like. Pendragon. Dragon names. That's actually good. Mozilla Firefox. That's a good one. That's a good one. Saphira, this dragon name is also the name of the dragon in the book Aragon. I started reading Aragon at some point. I think I read 1 chapter and I have not continued reading ever since. That was a couple of years ago. Dark Smoke. Mushu. Direwolf. Toothless. Dragonite. Draco. Draco Malfoy, is that you? Eborzisk. Smaug from The Hobbit. Errol. Gonna look for male fantasy character names. Why was one of the first things I just saw Engel, the German word for angel? Ajax! I know Ajax from somewhere. Something called Genshin. Defender, protector. Well, I guess he's a defender or protector if he... Well, I don't know. I'm managing quite possibly the lamest OpenTTD company right now. Oh bro, I gotta play OpenTTD too. Again on stream. Maybe once I get too bored with my own single player world, we'll make a multiplayer world and everyone will play against each other. And then we'll see which one of all of us, like the people that are watching and me, is the best OpenTTD player. Anakin. Helper. Meadow, fair-headed. Shepherd. Very handsome. He's very handsome. Calyx. Would Calyx be a good name for him? I don't know. I'm gonna write Calyx down just in case I remember the names. Also, he's a dragon. Kellogg's is copywritten. Not the cereal. Not the cereal. Not the cereal. Dragon, fire-breathing creature. Trivali, form of Dionysus. Wow. Serial killer on the... True. Be careful, the serial killer is on the loose. Large system of star... Oh, galaxy. I thought it was a better one. Sag. Law. Lexus. I don't know. Sea Fortress. No. Nox? Knight? I mean, he does kind of look like the knight, so maybe Nox. from Saxony. Severus? Oh no. Not Snape. Glorious, Roof Thatcher, Bowlegged, Buildings near the Weir, Savior. Wool Carter. Defender of Man, Defender of Man, Defender of Man. He's not golden hair, so that won't work. Okay, so for names for our lovely detective dragon boy, I guess we'll have to choose between Calyx and Nox. Calyx, I already forgot what it means. But it sounds cool, and Nox means night, so his hair is dark, so kinda could be night. Maybe he also only works at night, maybe he's the dragon of the night, who knows? What are your thoughts on the names? Would you rather name him Calyx or Nox? Or do you have a different idea of a name for him, maybe? Because I don't. So, help is appreciated. And then I'm gonna copy and paste this thing. Oops. Canox. Dude, as if someone's calling again. The luck I have today. The luck I have. Both of them are grandparents, let's go. I'm sorry, Grandma, I can't pick up the phone. I'm busy. Okay, so I guess we have Canox, Calyx, and Nox. Although I think Nox or Canox are better, so I'm gonna take out Calyx. Either Nox or Canox. Yeah. Shush. Please. Thank you. Finally, some peace and quiet in my stream. Ring ring, yeah, ring ring. Hello, Peffy. Gotta learn to play Terraria. I'll be back in an hour. Have fun learning Terraria. I've not once played the game, I don't even own it, but I hope you have fun. So he has short black hair with 2 longer strands in the front and a long braid in the back. His eyes look downward and they are yellow. His personality, I think he is a quiet, smart, and always thinking person. He's kind though. His occupation is detective. And relationships. How do we put him into our family? Let's say his name is Canox, but he has a nickname Nox. Because it's shorter, and people are lazy these days. Now, I'm just gonna real quick have to turn this thing on, and then I'm going to move this one all the way over here. So you can see me working on Nox. So, all we have is, yeah, his name is Canox with the nickname Nox, since Canox is too long. Dragon horns, human ears. How tall do we make him? I think since he's a dragon, he should be pretty tall. How tall is our tallest character. 163, 178, 178, 178, 178. I think Chester's the tallest person with 178 centimeters. So, how tall do we make Canox? 181 centimeters? That sounds about right for me. Then relationships. How can we put? Maybe he's in the often in the library, so he knows Chester. Friends. He goes to the library often. Then immediate goals, I don't know, solve mysteries. Long-term goals, solve mysteries. What do I know? What happens if he achieves his goal? Well, he solved a mystery, but he gets to another one. So, one job done, next begins. Can't happen because he has to finish. Oops. Happen because he needs to solve the case. What is he afraid of? What would be a fun thing for a dragon to be afraid of? You can see that he's afraid. Tomatoes. Tomatoes! Hello, Mega Army. Spiders! Also a good one. I think tomatoes and spiders is a good start. And poor old Canox has enough done with that. So, what are gonna be his likes? I think he likes puzzles and riddles. Butterflies, yeah, I like that. And then, what does he not like? What will he not like? Noisy places and people. And maybe mushrooms. It's foreshadowing, it's foreshadowing. Alright. So, technically, the only thing we are still missing is a child that some random, but the random doesn't need to have like a name and all that stuff, or like personality much, because we won't get to know them really well. So, person that we might need to figure out more is a kid that Morwen takes care of, technically. Who would that be best? Or maybe why is it a kid that he takes care of? I don't know. I'm stuck. Shit. I can turn on this one again and then unlock it, and then we push it over here. Or let's keep it in the middle. And then I'm gonna turn the dragon detective off. So, I say we write down a couple more things for like basic storyline, and then I can try to write out a scenario maybe already off stream. Because when I write, I'm really quiet, and I don't know if that... Or maybe I'll make a stream for it, like, working stream. I don't know, do your homework, or clean your room, or finish work while I write a script for a game. No, I don't know. I tend to get really quiet so I can think properly, when writing for a game. Yeah. So maybe we can think about specific introduction poses for each character. Since we have a couple of them. Plan something in the time you stream. Great. How about for Anastasia, our cat girl? I think a good pose for her would be her holding her cat. Since she has a cat. I don't know the name of the cat anymore, but she has a cat. I think it was... was it Buttercup or something? That's Shizna. Buttercup, yeah. She owns an orange cat named Buttercup. So let's say she's holding her cat for that. Sitting around in a chair with her cat on her lap. I'm not gonna make an animation for that though. I won't be able to finish an animation for that. I hardly know how to animate. Not really actually. So she's holding her cat, maybe sitting in a chair. Holding her cat. Does it fit with her occupation? I don't remember her occupation. Cafe worker or waitress? Kind of fits. So for Rosalind, let's say her introduction pose is her holding a bow and aiming at something. That sounds good too for me. For Morwen, I don't know what a good introduction pose for our dearest, cutest demon would be. Maybe he's smiling with flowers in his hand. Because he likes flowers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he likes flowers, which goes hand in hand with his half-sister owning a flower shop. So let's say Morwen has like happy demon boy with flower bouquet. That sounds good. For Shizna, introduction pose, her sitting on a broom. I like that idea because she's a, you know, she's a witch. Leafa, watering plants, or watering a plant. That fits her job. For Chester, maybe sorting books. Our dearest death fairy. Now for him, that's actually a good question. What's a good introduction pose for a prince of a fantasy kingdom? Handed its crown. That's a good one. Maybe he's holding his crown. What if he's like sitting in his throne but upside down because he's so bored? Holding his crown. Somehow. Yeah, I know what. Oh, that's a good one. I like the one with on his hip. That's actually a good one. So... Ahoy, hi, Nuke Lane! Welcome to the stream. For our bitter oyster, she still doesn't have a name. I'm gonna look for a name after that, but... What's a good idea for a jellyfish pose? Maybe she like holds a hand out and there's a jellyfish above it. And then our dragon detective. What would our detective have as head down and staring into your soul? I know which pose you mean. It's actually a good one. Dragon detective, though. Magnifying glass in his hand. Magnifying glass in his hand. Woo! Okay. I need sea creature names. And then, which jellyfish species is immortal? Exactly. Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't know loop in English. Don't worry. Nessie. So, the jellyfish species that is immortal is Hydrozoon Turritopsis dorni. That thing is tiny. It's 4.5 millimeters wide and tall. That's not. That's like half a centimeter. Doris. Doris. Doris is a nice one. Doris or Nessie. What else is there? Maybe we can somehow get one from this entire scientific name we have here. Hydrana. Hydrana? That sounds good. It kind of goes with the hydro thing, because let me give you that. Oh. Hold on. There you go. So this thing is the scientific name for the jellyfish species that is immortal. So in that case, Hydrana or Hydrana would fit kind of with the scientific name. I'm actually gonna move it down once so it's more info to the character. I like the idea of Hydrana. Oh, Hydrania. Let's say her name won't get revealed for too long, because they usually just call her the bitter oyster. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay. Okay. We're making progress, finally. Something to hold on to. Okay. So we have the characters with their pose ideas now, and we have some sort of story plot line in short. What would be a good point to continue now? I'm gonna do all the art stuff off stream. Maybe do some sketches on stream, but most of the art stuff will be off stream due to my kind of not trained and ignored drawing abilities on PC. So yeah. If anything, I would somehow have to connect my iPad with the PC so you can see me drawing on the iPad. But I don't know how. I have not figured out how that works yet, so we're not doing it. Not yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. But yeah. Okay. I think we're only going to have one ending, and that will be you solving the case. Or like the player solving the case. Mystery. Oops. So let's say if it tastes acidic, is there any like poison that tastes like acid? It usually tastes bitter, okay. Arsenic. Wasn't there something about arsenic in the bitter oyster poisonous? Acid. But it tastes bitter, so it can be poison. Which poison tastes? Which deadly poison tastes bitter? Oh, ricin, progoitrin, cyanide, and saponin. The cyanide smell like Blausäure. That's an almond, isn't it? Too much almonds gives you a Blausäurevergiftung. Sure, chemicals from cyanide. Hydrogen cyanide is a pale blue or colorless liquid. Yeah, bitter almonds. What if we say there's just some random magical fantasy world poison in these mushrooms? I don't know what to call it, but yeah. Actually, hold on. Hold on. I have somewhere I have names, random names that my mom came up with. I just need to find them. Mushiku, yeah, Mushiku or Shitaku. I don't know if that has any meaning. Let me do my research. Shitaku. It's Japanese, that's for sure. If I Google it, there's a lemon squeezer named Chitaku. That is interesting. And how about Mushiku? Okay, that only shows me Mushiku no Tensu. Okay, there's nothing with Mushiku, so maybe the city's called Mushiku. That it plays, you know? Plays in the forest of Mushiku. I'll try to be back in a while. Thank you for stopping by. If you can't make it anymore, hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye! So, the entire, like, area is called Mushiku, or the forest in which it plays is called Mushiku, or Forest of Mushiku. Now, what is a fancy sounding name that we could call the poison? That is maybe like Poison and mushrooms is called. Hmm. I genuinely don't know. Cyanide is. I usually try to get it from other words and like mix something together if I need new names or anything, so. Geile Musik. Danke. Die Playlist findest du auf meinem Channel, lol. I made a public playlist for this and the entire stream music. Like, I play this playlist in the background for my streams, no shit. Like, no cap, genuinely. If you play that playlist that you can find on my channel, like the stream, I think it's called Stream BGM. Yeah, it's called Stream BGM. If you play that, that's exactly the songs I have on during stream. Okay. Maybe we can call it something from the... Here, the Panellus Stypticus thing. Maybe it's like... Stypti'd? Sounds kind of stupid, but let's see if there's something. If I Google that. There's absolutely nothing. That is great! We call that thing Stypti'd now. The poison is called Stypti'd. It sounds weird, but it's a fantasy world, it's okay. It's poison and it's a fantasy world. It's like cyanide, Stypti'd, Panellus Stypticus, whatever. Okay. But that's that. That is that. Kryptonite. Let me just rename this to the Bitter Oyster. Fortnite. That's good poison as well. Okay. Oh, you know what I can show you? I think I have the sketch of Shizuna here. Hold on. I do. Okay. Let me just save this and then I can show it to you. Images. Okay. Give me... It should be in downloads probably. Yep. This is the sketch I have for Shizuna this far. It's missing some parts. Oops. This is the sketch I have for Shizuna. With her head and all. It's just a sketch and it's just a front sketch, so I'm missing the back sketch. Like the back view and a bit more like colors and line art and all. That is what I have this far for Shizuna. Because that is what I was working on before stream. Well, actually I was working on this yesterday. And before stream I finished the room, but yeah. But I think this is about it, about how far we're gonna come today. Because my brain isn't creative enough today to write anything story related. My brain sometimes just doesn't work that way. And since drawing on the PC doesn't work too well, yeah. I'll try to draw as many sketches as I can, or like I try to draw the characters as fast as I can so we can continue. I just wanted to make another visual novel game stream to get stuff out of the way, like a proper plot line or storyline, a proper plot idea, and proper name on what happens, and just get back into this for a bit. And also show the progress I've made off stream with drawing Lifa especially, and starting Shizna. So my job will be to continue drawing the characters, and if possible also start writing some sort of a starting scene, especially like some point at which we can start with like a proper script, and then we can start writing down and programming at some point, which I'm gonna tell you now. Programming! This will be interesting because I've programmed with RenP once, and not much, because at some point I had an error mistake that I didn't know what the problem was. So I'm basically gonna learn the entirety of RenP again with you together. So that's gonna be a journey. Yeah. So I think great timing, I need to go. Bye, Job. Thank you for dropping by. I hope you have a great rest of your day. So I'm just gonna take us back to the room. And yeah. So I'm gonna work off stream on the drawings and maybe start writing some sequence, like I said. So we have something to like write around. And on Tuesday, be hyped. On Tuesday I will post the first speed paint, the one for Shizna. Sorry, Lifa. The one for Lifa, so we you can see me drawing Lifa. I think it's like 2 minutes, so it's not much. I think it's 2 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna post these speed paints with the character song that I chose for them in the background, and yeah, that way you also have something from the drawing process. And I have more content to post. It's not just me streaming twice a week, it's like I stream twice a week, plus you get a video once a week, kind of thing. It's a short video, but you know? Yeah. Yeah. So, I believe that is all from me for now. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I'm happy I can stream again. I missed streaming as always. And yeah. Thank you everyone for dropping by, giving your lovely advices. It's appreciated. I wouldn't get this far with making this game without you. I've noticed that. I might be creative, but not as creative, sadly. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye bye. Have a great rest of your day, night, or whatever. I'm out.